Hallmark shows have a way of feeling like an old friend. Warm, predictable in the best way, always there when you need a little comfort. So, when one of those friends leaves for good, it stings a little more than you'd expect, even when you already knew it was coming. And that's exactly the week Hallmark just gave its fans three beloved dramas confirmed for new seasons and one quiet, final goodbye to a show that spent 4 seasons teaching us that grief and love can live in the same house. Let's go through everything confirmed. Hope Valley, 1874, Mistletoe Murders, When Calls the Heart, and The Way Home closing its final chapter for good. First, Hope Valley, 1874. The When Calls the Heart prequel is officially returning to Hallmark Plus for an 8-episode second season in 2027. Bethany Joy Lenz leads the series as Rebecca Clark, a Chicago mother who sets off for the frontier with her 11-year-old daughter in tow, only for her wagon to break down along the way, which is exactly the moment local rancher Tom Moore, played by Benjamin Ayres, steps in to help. And I think that setup is the whole emotional engine of this show. Rebecca arrives determined to build something entirely on her own terms, and the people who slowly welcome her into their world end up reshaping what she even imagines for herself and her daughter. Season 1 became the most successful series launch in Hallmark Plus's history, breaking records the platform hadn't seen before, which is exactly why this renewal came together as fast as it did. The full cast is returning, showrunner Alfonso Moreno is back writing the next chapter, and this is the show that's slowly filling in the origin story of a town Hardys have loved for over a decade. Now, Mistletoe Murders, and I honestly think this is the one flying under the radar compared to the other renewals, which is a shame because the show itself is genuinely unlike anything else Hallmark makes. Sarah Drew leads it as Emily Lane, the friendly owner of a Christmas shop in the town of Fletcher's Grove, whose mysterious past gives her an unusual talent for solving crimes. Her investigation into the local killings brings her closer and closer to Detective Sam Wilner, played by Peter Mooney, and their partnership keeps evolving into something more. But as Sam starts to sense Emily is holding back a piece of who she really is, that connection becomes harder to hold on to than either of them expects. Here's what actually makes this show different from the rest of Hallmark's catalog. It's based on a genuinely dark, audible original mystery series, and Emily Lane isn't just carrying a vague, secret past, the way a lot of Hallmark leads do. She's hiding a former identity, Grace, tied to something the show calls chimera, which sounds a lot more like an intelligence background than a small-town secret. The season 2 finale finally had her open up to Sam about all of it. The two of them shared a long-awaited romantic moment, and then there was a knock at the door in the final seconds of the episode. It wasn't Sam with coffee. It was someone from Emily's past she believed was already dead. Hallmark renewed the show for season 3 on February 20, and Sarah Drew, who also executive produces, told fans directly, "I can't wait to resolve that giant cliffhanger, and I can't wait to be back on set with my beloved community in Toronto." Peter Mooney added that the cast and crew feel like one of those rare shows where everyone genuinely loves being there. Aaron Ashmore is also expected to return following his own season 2 cliffhanger. Production begins later this year, and season 3 will air during Hallmark's 2026 Countdown to Christmas event, most likely in November or December. I honestly think if you haven't watched this one yet, it's worth starting before season 3 lands, because the mystery genuinely earns the tension it builds. Now, when Calls the Heart, Hardys can officially plan another trip to Hope Valley. Season 14 is confirmed for 2027. Based on Jeanette Okay's beloved book series, the long-running drama centers on Elizabeth Thornton, a school teacher and single mother played by Erin Krakow, who calls the small frontier town of Hope Valley home. And through heartbreak, new love, and everything else life throws at her, Elizabeth keeps putting down roots alongside the friends who have become the family she never expected to find. Filming runs from August through November this year, with Lori Loughlin confirmed to return as Abigail Stanton after 6 years away from the show. And I do want to be honest that season 14 hasn't come without some real disappointment attached. Melissa Gilbert, who played Georgie McGill opposite Jack Wagner's Bill Avery across 2 seasons, announced she will not be returning, citing what she was told were budget issues. It's a genuinely bittersweet season to look forward to, gaining one beloved face back while saying an unplanned goodbye to another. And then there's the goodbye Hallmark had already told us was coming. The Way Home has closed its final chapter. Hallmark confirmed back in November 2025 that season 4 would be the show's last, and the finale has since aired, bringing this 4-season run to an end exactly as promised. The drama followed Kat Landry, played by Kyler Lee, her daughter Alice, played by Sadie LaFlamme Snow, and Kat's mother Dell, played by Andie MacDowell, 3 generations of women whose discovery of a pond capable of carrying them through time let them confront old tragedies and repair relationships fractured across decades. Evan Williams also starred as Elliot, Kat's childhood friend and steady ally through all of it. The finale gave the Landry family the ending Hallmark promised genuinely powerful, deliberately bittersweet, closing threads that had been open since the very first pond jump, while leaving just enough unanswered that the show's own creative team has admitted they wish they'd had one more season to explore. So that's where things stand. 3 shows getting to keep growing their worlds, a frontier prequel breaking Hallmark Plus records, a mystery series finally about to answer its biggest cliffhanger, and Hope Valley itself welcoming an old face home while saying goodbye to a newer one. And one show that got the thing every fan actually wants for the story they love most, a real ending, on its own terms, rather than a cancellation that leaves everything hanging. All 4 seasons of The Way Home are streaming now on Hallmark Plus, with seasons 1 through 3 also on Netflix. Hope Valley, 1874, Season 1 and Mistletoe Murders Seasons 1 and 2 are also available on Hallmark Plus right now, if you need to catch up before their next chapters arrive. Drop a comment and tell me which of these 3 renewals are you most excited about. And now that The Way Home has really ended, do you think any of these shows could eventually pick up its themes of family, time, and second chances? Because I honestly think Hallmark just proved it knows exactly how to do both things well, knowing when to keep a story going and knowing when to let one end.